This is your daily briefing, and you're most welcome to it. Simon Jordan on Harry Kane's representation thus far is pretty cold. It's amateur hour, said the former Palace boss, and you can't get big deals done with amateurs. There have been a few mumbles about Kane taking on a new public relations team, as Harry Kane is hoping to get a breakthrough this weekend in his bid to join Manchester City. Daniel Levy is playing hardball, but club sources are now resigned to Kane leaving, it's been alleged, by club sources. It's easy to point the finger at Charlie Kane, and I have. But the longer this inertia goes on, this catastrophic bungle is looking increasingly like a team effort. Harry tweeted earlier that he'd banked another training session, and it wasn't greeted with much joy. There's fatigue creeping in, that's for sure. Nikola Milankovic, after talks collapsed with West Ham, has now supposedly agreed a contract extension with Fiorentina. Romano says that there's no chance for Pau Torres deals to happen, no talks with Villarreal, and never been close, and he wants Champions League football. Vlahovic, the latest Atletico offer, is said to be €60 million fixed base plus 10 million in add-ons plus 20% of future sell-on fees. The position of Tottenham has been that there's no bid. Wolves, West Ham and Tottenham have all been linked with this striker, who has divided opinion. Is it beyond the realms of possibility that this one has just been one colossal fishing expedition? It's also reported in some places that the player himself wants Champions League football. Football Insider strike again. Tottenham favourite tells club he wants to follow Kane out and quit by August 31st. Tanguy Ndombele has told Tottenham Chiefs he wants to quit the club by the end of the window. Football Insider can reveal. Football Insider ought to change its name to plausibledeniability.com. Tottenham appointed Nuno as Jose Mourinho's permanent successor, and the arrival of the new manager hasn't helped Moussa Sissoko. This is according to L'Equipe, who believe that the 31-year-old has understood for several weeks now that he won't have an important role to play under the former Wolves boss. So what we have here is another masterclass from Levy, who had the foresight to get Sissoko in on easy terms from Newcastle, but is now staring at the prospect of paying another player that we do not need £80,000 a week until 2023. Penny wise and pound foolish, again and again and again. It's said that Nuno is also interested in Adama Traore. Spurs are willing to meet an alleged valuation of €40 million. Two questions. Do Spurs need another winger? And more to the point, do Spurs need a player built like a tumble dryer? Cameron Carter-Vickers is off to sunny Bournemouth. £20 million fee agreed in the next day or so, and the contract is until 2026. Curious business here with Jamie Redknapp, whose wife left him, is continuing his feud with Tottenham boss Jose Mourinho by claiming he simply slags his own team off, takes loads of money and goes home in his role as a football manager. The iconic Portuguese coach was sacked by Spurs in April after a poor run of results that ultimately resulted in the North London club failing to qualify for either the Champions or the Europa League. Redknapp was a continually strong critic of Mourinho and regularly aimed criticism at his own players for the poor results. And now Redknapp's going again for the Portuguese in one of his A League of Their Own show. To be blunt, I think Jamie needs some sort of counselling, and I'm sure Mourinho isn't aware of most of this. Little Twitter spat worth sharing. Real Talk Manchester City posted after the loss on Sunday. Tottenham have just beaten Manchester City. They're celebrating like they've won the Premier League. Not going to lie, but that's a massive compliment to us. We're absolutely massive. A Spurs fan replied, Your record away at the new Tottenham Stadium is no wins in 4. Your matchday squad cost over $850 million to assemble, and you're desperate to buy a centre-forward who Tottenham just beat you without a gain. Let's have it right. You have a massive wallet and not much else. These are the words of a fundamentally damaged soul. You spend £1 billion on a stadium and other infrastructure, and that's a good thing. You spend less money on players that win stuff, and that's a bad thing. It's a big game tonight. Pacos de Ferreira, is that right? Can name up to 12 substitutes each on the night, of which 5 may be used. And it's my understanding that none of the first team that were involved against City have travelled. Europe under the lights used to be something special, and I don't see this as being something special at all. This is a really, really, really horrible looking competition. And just to emphasise the fact, it's on Premier Sports, which I think the last time I tried to watch a Spurs game on there, it was just like some sort of interference followed by Serie A highlights came up halfway through the game. I don't know if they'll make a fist of it again, but I can see people resorting to illegal streams. Another subscription. Not very good. So there's nothing to report. There's no huge great transfer news. And we've got reports of Hitchen and Paratici being seen at various games. When we have something more, I'll be back. But until then, I think we'll do some player assessments after lunch tomorrow. Good luck. Keep it Tottenham.